Hello there, very good evening and welcome to the news tonight, your one stop for the day's top stories. I'm Tracy Shilshi and here are the headlines. President Pranab Mukherjee addresses governors and lieutenant governors, says demonetisation may lead to a temporary slowdown of the economy, need to alleviate suffering of the people. Opposition parties meet Chief Election Commissioner, demand that the Union Budget 2017-18 be presented after the 8th of March when polling ends for 5 states. In Uttar Pradesh, warring factions of Mulayam Singh Yadav and Akhilesh Yadav hold meetings. Election Commission asks both the Samajwadi Party groups to show why they deserve the party symbol by Monday. After the Agni 4 and 5 missile tests, China claims India has broken UN limits on nuclear arms and long-range missiles, demands the same privilege for Pakistan. And the 350th birth anniversary of Guru Gobind Singh is celebrated across the country. In Patna, Prime Minister Modi and Chief Minister of Bihar, Nitish Kumar, shared the stage to appeal for high moral values and social harmony. Starting with the President's address, Pranab Mukherjee today cautioned that demonetisation could lead to a temporary slowdown in the economy and hurt the poor, referring to the government's focus shift from what he called an entitlement-based approach to an entrepreneurial one. The President said that he wasn't too sure the poor could wait that long to endure the gestation involved in the transition. In his New Year's video address to governors and lieutenant governors, the President also called 2016 a year of mixed fortunes. He said the year started on a positive note with the economy looking up, but ended with exports slowing down. These losses, the President pointed out, could be recovered by improving the competitiveness of the domestic industry. Pranab Mukherjee also hoped that the recent package announced by the Prime Minister will provide some relief. Referring to the upcoming elections as well, the President noted that electoral rhetoric and noisy debates could deepen the fault lines in the society, reminding the governors that vested interests and communal tensions could rear their ugly head. He advised them that the rule of law must form the sole basis of dealing with challenging situations. Meanwhile, putting to rest the speculation on quantum of scrap notes deposited in banks and post offices, the RBI has said that it is still reconciling the invalid currency to physical balance and will release the numbers at the earliest. RBI's clarification on the junked old notes comes in the backdrop of various reports estimating that over 95% of the defunct notes have been returned till 30th of December, which was the last date for depositing the old currency. The central bank clarified that it has already begun the process to reconcile the deposited currency, and any estimate may not indicate the actual numbers till the process is complete. The Finance Ministry also said that there were lots of areas where double counting could have happened. The Reserve Bank is believed to have received deposits close to 15 lakh crores during the 50-day demonetization exercise. More news. With the Union Budget being presented just before the polling dates for 5 states, a united opposition met with the Chief Election Commissioner Nazim Zaidi to urge the election body to ask the government to postpone the budget until elections are over. The opposition claims that the BJP wants to use the budget to influence people, which is against the code of conduct.
When campaigning for elections in 5 states reaches a crescendo, the NDA government at the centre will present the union budget. On Thursday, 8 opposition parties, including the Congress and the TMC, met the Election Commission seeking its intervention in the issue. The opposition wants the budget to be postponed till after polling.
अगर सत्ताधारी पार्टी चाहे वो राज्य सरकार की हो या नेशनल लेवल की हो, अगर वो बजट में कई कंसेशन देंगे तो उससे रूलिंग पार्टी को लाभ होता है और जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के खिलाफ है, इलेक्शन के खिलाफ है और लोकतंत्र के खिलाफ है.
Or the budget may have some populist schemes which will have an impact among the voters. So in order to ensure a fair and free election, we requested the intervention of the Election Commission.
The opposition was joined by BJP ally Shiv Sena in demanding that the budget presentation be postponed.
जो घोषणाएं होती है बजट में वो हमेशा पॉलिटिकल घोषणा होती है, उसको तो सब लोग विरोध करेंगे और फिर एक बार सदन नहीं चलेगा, हंगामा होगा, तो सरकार को इस बारे में सोचना चाहिए.
The Election Commission assured the parties of action in the matter. This type of situation has arisen once before in 2012 when the then UPA government had postponed the presentation of the budget from 28th Feb to March 12th. However, the present government argues that the budget dates were announced much before the poll dates.
चुनाव आयोग की तिथियों के घोषित होने से पहले जो सीसीपीए है राजनाथ जी की अध्यक्षता में उसने निर्णय बजट सेशन की तिथियों के बारे में कर दिया था. इसलिए जो है हमें लगता है कि जो लोग इस तरह का विरोध कर रहे हैं उनके पास मुद्दे नहीं हैं.
The government had advanced the budget date with the aim of implementing the budget recommendations from April 1st itself. The first part of the budget session of Parliament is from January 31st till February 9th. Polling in 5 states is to be held between 4th February and 8th March. Pranab Goswami's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Now to Uttar Pradesh, where the ruling Samajwadi Party inched closer towards a formal split on Thursday. A day after the announcement of elections from the 4th of February, a large group of MLAs gathered at Akhilesh Yadav's residence in Lucknow. Around 200 MLAs have expressed support in favour of the Chief Minister.
On a day when senior leaders of the Samajwadi Party once again tried in vain to work out a compromise, several MLAs met at Akhilesh's 5 Kalidas Marg residence in Lucknow. They decided to start collecting affidavits of legislators and office bearers ahead of the show of strength in the Election Commission.
मीटिंग में दिशा निर्देश, राय मशवरा और जो भी चुनाव को लेकर है रणनीति वो तय कर दी जाएगी. वो कहीं भी जा सकते हैं, वो हमारे नेता हैं. नहीं पर मतलब पार्टी में दो फाड़ होना तय है. दो फाड़ नहीं, पार्टी अखिलेश जी की अध्यक्षता में और नेताजी की संरक्षण में चलेगी.
The BJP, on the other hand, used the family tussle to criticize the Samajwadi Party for allegedly ignoring the development of the state. It also claimed that intra-party war had only strengthened the BJP's electoral prospects.
ये 5 साल में उत्तर प्रदेश में जो भारी जनधन की लूट हुई थी, उस जनधन की लूट को लेकर ये झगड़ा शुरू हुआ था और आज इस परिणाम तक पहुंच गया है. निश्चित रूप से राजनीतिक दृष्टि से देखें तो दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण स्थिति है. इनके झगड़े से उत्तर प्रदेश की जनता को निजात मिलने वाला है 11 मार्च को. और भारतीय जनता पार्टी निश्चित रूप से ये चाहती है कि ये कुशासन, भ्रष्टाचार और गुंडाराज से मुक्ति मिले. और ये अगर आपस में लड़ रहे हैं तो जनता को पता है इनकी लड़ाई किस लिए थी.
The Election Commission meanwhile asked both camps to prove their strength before January 9th. The two SP factions, one headed by Akhilesh Yadav and the other by Mulayam Yadav, have been seeking control of the party for months. Ahead of the 7-phase elections in the state beginning February 11th, the tussle is nowhere close to being settled. It has only thrown the SP's contest wide open in the face of a tough challenge by the BJP, the Bahujan Samaj Party and the Congress.
The ruling Samajwadi Party doesn't know on which symbol it is going to contest the elections. Party leaders do not know who is the national president. There's no clarity whether party's name, the Samajwadi Party, will remain valid in the upcoming elections. And one mustn't forget that the election notification would be issued in next 5 days. Reporting from Lucknow with camera person Shiv Kumar, I'm Kriti Mishra for Rajya Sabha Television.
In fact, Kriti Mishra is joining us now live from Lucknow. Kriti, like you're pointing out in your story there, a lot of unanswered questions definitely for the party workers who in fact have been told by the Chief Minister to head on to your different districts because the poll dates are out now. And irrespective of what the decision comes in from the EC, we have to get on to, speaking to the voters. We have to get on with the work. And actually, that is the kind of word that we're getting from the Akhilesh camp, from the CM, but nothing like that we're seeing from the Mulayam camp.
Well, Tracy, the party cadre is extremely stupefied right now. Telling you about the latest developments, we were hearing that Akhilesh and senior party leader Azam Khan would go and receive Mulayam Singh Yadav at the airport just to give out a message of unity, and some kind of compromise formula was later to be worked out. But in the sequence of events, both Akhilesh and Azam got to know that Amar Singh has accompanied Mulayam Singh Yadav. Now, when they came to Lucknow, both Azam and Akhilesh became extremely reluctant and reticent. Thereafter, Azam Khan went to meet CM Akhilesh. What transpired in the meeting, we are unaware of. But both the sides are working on some kind of compromise formula. But would that work out? That remains to be seen. Tracy?
All right. Okay. And they have been given, of course, till Monday to determine and to prove, in fact, on why each group, why the symbol is, of course, important for each group and who deserves it more. Until Monday is, of course, when they've been given the time. What's the kind of strategy that we're going to be seeing, apart from perhaps, of course, as Azam Khan has, of course, been trying to do, he's been hinting, in fact, at a patch-up of sorts. But in a case of that doesn't happen, what are they, what's the worst they're expecting?
Well, as far as the Akhilesh camp is concerned, they're extremely confident that 90% of the party legislators and the representatives are with Akhilesh Yadav. There are others who belong to Mulayam Singh Yadav's camp. They believe that according to the rules, according to the bylaws, according to the convention, Mulayam Singh Yadav has a very strong chance. So both the warring factions are staking claim for the party symbol. But now, of course, Election Commission has to decide as to who would get the symbol, or the symbol would get frozen by the Election Commission, or ad hoc names would be issued, or interim symbols would be issued. That remains a bit of skepticism right now as to what would happen. And of course, meanwhile, both the factions are expecting that some kind of truce will work out, because both the factions are aware of the fact that if they go solo, if they go differently in fighting elections, they both would be at loss. Tracy?
All right, we'll leave it there for now. Kriti, thanks so much for joining us. We'll come back to you, of course, through the days, in fact, to find out what more is, of course, developing in this particular saga that we're seeing of the Samajwadi Party. Meanwhile, the BSP took head start over its political rivals in Uttar Pradesh today by becoming the first party to release its candidate list. The party has named 100 contestants, with over one-third seats going to Muslims. At a recent press conference, BSP chief Mayawati disclosed that the party had shortlisted names of candidates for all the 403 seats. She said the names which had been finalized in advance will not be changed. The party has given 87 tickets to Dalits, 97 to Muslims, 106 to OBCs and 113 to upper castes. Muslims account for nearly 20% of the state's electorate. In the national capital, former servicemen led by Major General Satbir Singh protesting at Jantar Mantar for the OROP extended their support to the Congress in the forthcoming assembly elections. The development comes as a major boost to the Congress. Here are more details.
The Congress party got a shot in the arm on Thursday when ex-servicemen led by Major General retired Satbir Singh extended their support for the upcoming assembly polls in 5 states. The ex-servicemen have been protesting at Jantar Mantar for the one rank, one pension scheme for over a year now. Flanked by top Congress leaders from Punjab, Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh, Major General retired Satbir Singh criticized the NDA on the OROP issue.
रेवाड़ी में वायदा किया, एश्योरेंस दी कि हम अगर हमारी सरकार 2004 में आ जाती तो आज वन रैंक वन पेंशन का सवाल ही ना उठता। ये बोला था आज के प्रधान सेवक जी ने, और फिर हम हर जगह हर दरवाजे पे गए और हमारे को मना कर दिया गया।
While the Congress chief ministers of Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand listed out the works done by their governments for the ex-servicemen, PCC President of Punjab, Captain Narendra Singh, said the party will include 21 demands of ex-servicemen in its manifesto for the Punjab Assembly polls.
There are 21 issues which we are putting in our manifesto for ex-servicemen. I'll just read them through. War jagirs are there, improvement of sane at rest houses, non-payment of cash incentives, honouring gallantry award winners and ex-servicemen, recognition of World War II veterans, excess levy of tax on CST, etc. Punjab. These are all related with us. They will be coming out in the manifesto.
Responding to questions on Navjot Singh Sidhu's entry into the Congress, Captain Narendra Singh said he will contest the Amritsar East seat that is represented by his wife in the current assembly.
वो नवजोत जी आ रहे हैं, उनकी आज वाइफ का भी बयान आया अखबारों में कि he is joining us in the next couple of days and he will be fighting Amritsar East. हमने छोड़ दी थी ये सीट उस परिवार को कि उनकी वाइफ लड़ें जो सिटिंग एमएलए हैं या वो नवजोत जी लड़ें, और मेरा ख्याल उन्होंने जो आज अनाउंस किया उनकी वाइफ ने जो सिटिंग एमएलए हैं कि मेरी जगह में मेरे हस्बैंड नवजोत सिद्धू जी लड़ेंगे.
On Wednesday, the Election Commission announced dates for the assembly polls, triggering hectic political activity in all 5 states. Vishal Daya's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Sikhs across the country are celebrating the 350th birth anniversary of Guru Gobind Singh today, also called Prakash Utsav. Meanwhile, top politicians and several dignitaries are in Patna, where a huge function was held at Gandhi Maidan. Leading the entourage was Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, who shared the dais and greeted everyone on the occasion. Also present at the event were Punjab Chief Minister Prakash Singh Badal, Union Ministers Ramvilas Paswan, Ravi Shankar Prasad and Harsimrat Kaur. Devotees from various parts of the country and also the US, UK, Australia, Germany and Canada are taking part in the celebrations.
ऊंच नीच का भाव, जातिवाद का जहर, उसके खिलाफ भी लड़ाई लड़के समाज को एकता के सूत्र में बांधना, सबको समानता, इसमें कोई ऊंच नीच का भेद न हो, उसके लिए जीवन पर्यंत अपनों के बीच भी वो आग्रह पूर्वक बातों को मनवाने में अपना जीवन खपाते रहे। उन्होंने जात पात, अमीरी गरीबी, ਇਹ ਦੋਵੇਂ ਜੜੋਂ ਪੁੱਟਣ ਦਾ आरंभ किया।
अवसर का लाभ उठाकर हम सर्वस्वदानी दशमेश पिता श्री गुरु गोविंद सिंह जी महाराज के जीवनी उपदेशों, विचारों और कृत्यों से प्रेरणा लेकर अपने समाज को और बेहतर और खुशहाल बनाएंगे।
And now let's take it through some more updates from across the country and nationwide. The Supreme Court dismissed AIADMK MP Sasikala Pushpa's petition for a CBI inquiry into the death of Tamil Nadu Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha. A 2-judge bench said not only were they dismissing the petition, but if pressed further, they will also impose heavy fine on the petitioner. The court pointed that petitioners could approach the Madras High Court, which is also hearing the matter. In a different case, the Supreme Court refused to interfere in the purchase of 111 Air India aircraft under the UPA government. The court expressed hope that CBI would adhere to the timeline and conclude the probe into the case by June 2017. The petition was filed by an NGO led by lawyer Prashant Bhushan. Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's former Principal Secretary Rajendra Kumar sought voluntary retirement. He claimed that the CBI officials were pressuring him to implicate the Chief Minister. Kumar was suspended in July last year. On Thursday, the centre approved the grant of about 1,782 crore rupees to drought-affected Karnataka and 209 crores to Uttarakhand for floods in 2013. The decision was taken at a meeting of a high-level committee chaired by Home Minister Rajnath Singh. With that, time for a quick break. More news follows in a bit. Stay with us.
How to take this IIT into the elite. More importantly, we want to go to the global rankings. If we cannot excel ourselves, why should the best in the world will come and collaborate with us? And there, I think, we are rapidly progressing. When you think of science, don't just think of what you see. Think of what is there beyond that.
Watch Eureka with Professor S.K. Das, Director, IIT Ropar on Rajya Sabha Television.
Gyan Chopper is the ancient version of Indian snakes and ladders. This intriguing game was popular among the old, the young, and the rulers as well. The chopper has its origin in the Jain philosophy. It tells the story of virtue, symbolized by the ladders, rewarded, while the vices shown by the snakes are punished. Each square, in turn, also narrates some message of wisdom.
welcome back. Let's continue getting you more national news. A new Army Chief General Bipin Rawat visited Udhampur-based Northern Command on Thursday and reviewed the security situation and operational preparedness of the force. This was his maiden visit to Jammu and Kashmir after taking charge. He is on a 3-day visit to the state. General Rawat also flew to the 16 Corps headquarters based in Nagrota and is likely to visit some forward areas in Akhnur and Rajouri sectors to interact with troops there. Earlier, General Rawat expressed concern over the rising number of Kashmiri youths turning to militancy. He said that unlike Naxalism, in which locals are joining due to a feeling of deprivation, this was not the case in Kashmir. As per official figures, since the killing of Hizbul Mujahideen terrorist Burhan Wani on the 8th of July last year, 59 local youths have joined militant groups. Meanwhile, Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif has once again provoked India, claiming that Kashmir was an integral part of Pakistan. Addressing the inaugural ceremony of a 2-day international parliamentary seminar on Kashmir, Sharif praised the spirit and determination of the Kashmiri people for their struggle for the right to self-determination. The Pakistani Prime Minister also praised slain Hizbul Mujahideen militant Burhan Wani as a quote-unquote vibrant and charismatic leader, saying that Indian aggression against Kashmiri people in the wake of protests triggered by the killing of Wani was regrettable. Now, China has alleged that India has broken UN limits on nuclear arms and long-range missiles as it criticized New Delhi for carrying out the Agni 4 and Agni 5 missile tests, whose range covers the Chinese mainland. China also demanded that Pakistan should be accorded the same privilege. The ruling Communist Party-run tabloid Global Times said in its editorial that the US and some Western countries have also bent the rules on its nuclear plans. New Delhi is no longer satisfied with its nuclear capability and is seeking intercontinental ballistic missiles that can target anywhere in the world, and then it can land on any equal footing with the UN Security Council's 5 permanent members. Agni 5, remember, is a 5,000-kilometer range intercontinental ballistic missile, which is widely seen as a strategic missile against China, as it can reach almost all parts of the Chinese mainland. While accusing India of violating limits imposed by the UN on nuclear and long-range missile development, China also said that if the West accepts India as a nuclear country and is indifferent to the nuclear race between India and Pakistan, China will not stand out and stick rigidly to those nuclear rules as necessary. And now let's take you through some more international news updates in Global Buzz. The US began investigation into the Long Island Railroad train derailment on Wednesday. Over 100 people were injured in the accident. US authorities said that the train failed to stop before striking a bumping post. The investigation is likely to conclude in a few days. The commuter train crashed into a busy New York City terminal on Wednesday morning. A bill backing key changes in the H-1B program that allows skilled workers from countries like India to fill high-tech jobs in the US has been reintroduced in the US Congress. The Protect and Grow American Jobs Act makes important changes to the eligibility requirements for H-1B visa, and this will help to crack down on the work visa abuse. A New York-based Human Rights Watch says that Myanmar's government was trying to cover up abuses against civilians in a Muslim-majority part of Rakhine state. An investigation panel set up by Myanmar government has dismissed claims of a government crackdown amounting to genocide. Indonesia said its relations with Australia remain good amid tension over the suspending of the military ties. Despite an earlier announcement of suspension of military cooperation between the two countries, Indonesia's security minister denied that the ties were suspended. And finally, let's get you all the latest from the world of sports in Sports Beat. Indian tennis star Leander Paes and doubles partner Andressa crashed out of the China Open with a straight sets defeat against Divij Sharan and Purav Raja. Third-seeded Paes and Sa went down 4-6, 4-6. Meanwhile, in a big shocker, singles top seed Marin Cilic was stunned 6-7, 7-5, 5-7 by Joseph Kovalik in the second round. Yunus Khan's 34th test done kept Pakistan's hopes alive against Australia in the third and final test at Sydney. At the end of day 3, Yunus remained not out on 136, with the visitors still trailing by 267 runs, requiring another 68 to avoid a follow-on. Tottenham Hotspurs ended Chelsea's winning streak as they defeated the Blues 2-0 to go third place in the Premier League. Chelsea were aiming the top spot to become the first team to win 14 successive games within the same English top-flight season, but Del Ali's brace prevented the Blues from opening the gap at the top. Despite the loss, Chelsea remains 5 points clear of second place Liverpool. Spain beat Czech Republic 2-1 in the Hopman Cup in Perth. The Spanish duo Lara Arruabarrena and Feliciano Lopez beat Czech Republic's Adam Pavlasek and Lucy Radechka. Despite the win, Spain cannot advance as USA is already qualified for the final from Group B. That's it on the news tonight. Thanks for joining us.